Dr. Albert Pang. He is with the Trinity Eye Care here in Plano, and he joins us in the studio to talk about a subject. Ben, I walked in the studio today, and I complained that I did not have a quality pair of sunglasses, and I feel like on my drive in, I've got to go with the sunblock shades down, hands around my eyes, and I've got these cheap sunglasses that really I don't think block the necessary rays. But Dr. Pang, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me this afternoon.
I'm glad you can make it in. I should be wearing a quality pair of sunglasses. Is that correct?
Well, as a matter of fact, Brian, since you're making $1 million a month,
yeah,
you should be able to have 10 pair.
Yeah, I should go from Walmart to CVS. I should upgrade from Walmart to CVS then. But it is important to have a good pair of sunglasses, right?
Yes. There's a couple of characteristics of a good pair of sunglasses. Number one, most of the over-the-counter, or you get it from drugstore or gas station, they made of acrylic. Acrylic is not a good material for optics, but again, it's easy to make, it's cheap to make, so that's why a lot of those is made of acrylic, whereas good lenses are supposed to make of either CR39 glasses or polycarbonate lenses. Those are good quality sunglasses, give you good optics.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. And I need prescription sunglasses, too. We're going to get into that subject here. Look, if you've got, if your eyes are bothering you, or someone you know is complaining about their vision, or just eye questions in general, let me just phrase it like that. Hit me up on Facebook, Brian Glenn TV, In the Know on Facebook, 620 AM KEXB. Message me your questions, and I'll address them to Dr. Pang here, because there's so much stuff about your eyes these days, and it a lot, not only the sun, right, but also the way we read these small devices, and we put so much eye strain.
Yes.
Our eyes are tired.
Yes. And actually, as a matter of fact, in the past 5 years or so, we have more and more research geared towards all the electronic devices, tablet, big screen TV, your LED screen, your cell phone, what kind of impact they have to our eyes. And we do believe that the blue light that's emitted from the screen not only affect your sleeping pattern, but they also can disrupt your integrity of your macula, causing early development of macular degeneration. And for those people already have macular problem, when you continue exposed to all those blue lights, they will just make the whole situation worse.
And you kind of told me about a situation with kids now, with their nearsightedness.
Yes.
Is it controlled myopia?
Yes. We are talking about more and more myopia prevention or myopia control. Now, again, when I say prevention, I'm talking about when kids developing, we need to make sure that when they are growing up, instead of confining themselves to devices like iPad or iPhone or even computer or even electronic games, we have to bring them out like the old day to make sure they're exposed to the open environments, have good peripheral vision. Instead of reading at home, they should be go out, playing dirt and playing.
I agree.
Playing sports and all those, because we notice that nowadays younger and younger children are developing nearsightedness, because one of the reasons is parents are getting more and more competitive. They want the kid to be successful. I better start them early and help them to read early so they will have a head start, so they were able to go to good school, they were able to do a good job. But by doing that, actually, you are just reversing the natural progression of the eyes and making them all nearsighted.
It makes a lot of sense. We'll take a break. We're hanging out with Dr. Pang this hour. Dr. Albert Pang is TrinityEyeCare.com is the website you can go to and get all the information. You're over there in Plano.
Yes.
Good area, right?
Yes.
Where is it in relation to you? Near the Legacy area?
No, actually, we are right behind the shop at the Willow Bend.
Oh.
And so we are at, Chapel Hill and Plano Parkway.
I know exactly where that's at. Stick around, 4:15. We're going to talk about all things that are the eyes. Dr. Pang knows where the most expensive place is. We won't reveal it yet. And it's a lot. and then he'll justify why he knows it's that much. But I know for paying for parking, you don't like it as well, right?
Nope. I would not like to pay for parking at all. I think my experience, the most expensive parking is in the city of Chicago.
Chicago? Nice.
Yep. And one time I went down there and then rent a car. Actually, the parking fee is more expensive than my rental car.
Than the car.
Yep. So you're
And what can you do? You got to park the car.
Yeah. So it's a total mistake. Next time I go to Chicago, I'm not
just
going
Ubering.
to rent a car. Yeah.
Yeah, just Uber. Yeah, you're right. And then the previous time before that, I was in Nashville, staying at a hotel. I'm not going to say the name because I actually like them, but I don't want to badmouth them. $40 a day to park your car overnight. $40 a day.
That's why when you come back to Texas, you kiss the ground.
You do kiss the ground. I do kiss the ground. Dr. Albert Pang in the studio. Trinity Eye Care is the business, located right there in Plano. TrinityEyeCare.com is the website. Okay, in the break, we had a great conversation about the developmental stages of an infant's eye and what they focus on from day one and how that develops, and that you said that we simply put too much pressure on our kids to excel in the world, therefore making them read and do things that their eye's not prepared to do. So take me through the stages once again on the development of the eye.
Yes, actually when the baby was born and in the early stage of the infancy, they do not have good central vision. Every baby born with a slight hyperopia or farsighted, meaning that they cannot see anything clearly close up. They do not have the ability to focus that well. So their central vision is always blurred, but they have great peripheral vision. When they are given this peripheral vision, the whole idea of Mother Nature is to train the infant so that they're able to know where they are. So in other words, when you're growing up as a infant, you're trying to develop the sense of space. How far away is the ceiling from me? How far away is the crib from the wall?
How can I get out of the crib?
Yeah, how can you get out? Yes, these are all sense of space. And then gradually, when you are starting to crawl, you start to develop a good central vision to locate where is the power plug is, one can pull, where is the door is, I can jam my finger in. And so that is the time they are curious about touching everything. That's where you start with central vision. So when you're trying to stuff everything in their eyes centrally, and that's why we mess up the development of the children's eye, developing all kind of nearsightedness problem.
And you're seeing at ages of what? First, second grade, needing glasses?
Yes, actually, earlier than that, earliest that I have is actually I have to have a 4 years old start to wear glasses. And again, I'm not talking about, farsightedness that was at birth, but we are talking about nearsightedness that's totally environmental. And when you ask the parents, is because they are trying to stuff them with reading material, pictures, so they will able to have a head start. They're able to read before they go into kindergarten. Again, 4 years old, start to have nearsightedness prescription. And we are not talking about mild prescription. We're talking about significant prescription.
Last weekend, I spent some time with a cutest little girl. I think she was probably about 4 or 5. And she had her parents' iPhone in front of her. We were at dinner, and she was just working at it, and it was real up close. And matter of fact, I took a picture of her, and I thought, my goodness, that can't be as cute as it looks.
Yeah,
these kids should not be that young, focused on these little devices for as long as they are, as we know they do.
That's right, and that's why we are talking about, like early on before the break, we are talking about epidemic of nearsightedness happening to the kid. Lifestyle changes is number one. Number two, when you have kids that have to wear glasses, try your best not to put them on glasses. There's also other ways that you can do to help them to see without using the glasses, because like what I mentioned earlier during the break is when you put the kid in glasses, a lot of developmental things will be disrupted. First, you lost your peripheral vision, and secondly, you also will automatically induce more and more nearsightedness changes to the kid's eyes.
And so as far as playing sports is almost out of the question, because there's a lot of peripheral vision involved.
So you judge the space, the speed, or you judge the balance of yourself by using peripheral vision. And you try to balance with one foot with your eye closed. Impossible.
Well, I think we should stand up and try this for a second. Ben, I'm going to stand up and and do this. Okay.
Yeah, you balance. First, you stand on one foot.
All right, that's the
both eyes
problem.
open.
All right. All right. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
close
your eye now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a little difficult. I challenge you when you get home tonight to do that as well. And that is because why?
Because we are using peripheral vision to help us to balance. That is the part when you're growing up, you have the space perception. You use that for your future. When you're balancing, when you're playing sports, you use peripheral vision completely.
How long have you worn glasses, Ben? Long time?
6, maybe 7 years old.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so early on. And I just recently, probably 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally I got it initially just so I could read up close, but now it's just, I told you, it's become a little bit deeper than that.
That's because of maturity.
Yes, because I'm getting old. That's what he's saying. Which is natural, right? I mean, your eyes wore out, right?
Yeah, that's basically of aging, but we are talking about children. It's all to do with the environmental because of bad reading habits. Because now, again, the Pediatric Association is saying that the most that you can use devices is about an hour, 15 minutes. So you can just look at it, how many times the children now is exceeding that number.
All day.
Yeah.
All day. I know for a fact that, that my 16-year-old son is probably on his phone 90% of the time that he's awake. A lot. And then Caden, my 12-year-old, not as much. Maybe 30% of his day is probably on a phone, just at some point. But yeah, it's definitely something that, and parents, we're all guilty because it's it's a babysitter.
Yeah. But
and we're on our phones.
Yeah, that's true. And we are setting a bad example for
We
that.
are.
So
your kids on your phone? You got kids?
Yes,
yeah.
we have 3.
Are they on their phones?
Well, that's what happened. In dinner, when you have dinner time, my 16 years old is not talking to me, but looking at the phone.
Sure. Well, you and I are in the same boat. He's not talking to me. Matter of fact, he's not talking to me when we're not at dinner. He's still not talking to me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is the common scenery. But again, as we say, is if you really, unfortunately, your children is having nearsightedness now, pause and think about what is the option you can do instead of just going back to the same habit of putting glasses on stronger and stronger. They do have option that you can go into, either using a contact lenses during the daytime or nighttime to control the progression so that your eyesight will not continue to get worse. And that's definitely, that is a way to treat that. If the kid is too young, they do have options like using some kind of eye drop to control the nearsightedness.
Mm-hmm.
It's proven to be effective. So there's option you can go into. Do not just confine to one option that's using the glasses. That's the least favorite parts of correction.
The website, TrinityEyeCare.com, located in Plano. Dr. Albert Pang joining us in the studio, talking all things related to the eyes. All right. Dr. Albert Pang joining us in the studio, Trinity Eye Care. TrinityEyeCare.com is the website, located in Plano. Summertime, a lot of people go to the pools, go to the lake, go to the ocean.
Yes.
I hear it from my kids a lot that the chlorine bothers their eyes. Mm-hmm. Are they just making this stuff up because they don't want to swim, or is it effectively bother their eyes?
It's all true. Actually, especially if you're using contact lenses, soft lenses, you have to be more careful with it. Those are the time that any pathogen or any bacteria or any viruses can soak up into your contact lenses and cause infection. And of course, any chemical like from the pool, that you have a lot of chlorine, a lot of other chemical that's in the pool to anti-fungus and anti-this and anti-that. But at the same time, they also soak up in the contact lenses. The more that you use them, the more concentration those toxins is exposing to the eye. And that's why you get irritation, redness to the eye. And of course, if you go to a lake or go to the ocean, be very careful about using your contact lenses after that. If you swim in the ocean or in the lake, I advise you that evening just toss the lenses. Don't use your contact lenses after that, because as much as you do not want to know what you have in the lake water or in the ocean water, you don't want to keep it in your eye.
You definitely don't want it in your eye, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's interesting. Like you said earlier, if you're in the crystal clear water, if we're in Fiji somewhere, in Bali, maybe. But yeah, you're here locally. I'll just stay on the side actually. And And the month of May was Melanoma Awareness Month, a big deal. And I had found a little skin cancer on me, actually, through a screening. And we were just kind of having some fun. And we're like, you should go get that checked out. Got that removed. But you bring up a great point in the break. The skin around your eyes, very sensitive.
Right. When you look at the thickness of the skin, of course, you're talking about your fingertip. They have really, callus, a lot of, thick skin there. But again, when you look at certain parts of the face around the eye, that is usually the thinnest part of the skin in the body. When you have that, usually it's meaning that they're more sensitive to UV light, sensitive to the sun. And a lot of time, from my experiences, I'm finding a lot of squamous cells or, basal cell carcinoma around the eyelid area. So that's the other thing, advice I have to give to the audience is that when you're out there in Texas sun, make sure you have good sunglasses to protect not only the eye, but also the skin around your eye.
Excellent point. I just did a quick video on that. I'm going to post it up on Instagram and tag you when we start to do this screening, which comes up this Saturday. And we'll have Ashton Tice from the Amazing Race television show on the show to talk about that. Good point there. Because a lot of people may not realize those sunglasses also protect the skin.
Right. Because, they naturally have, of course, UVA, UVB screener. They screen out all those ultraviolet light, so they were able to, again, protect the UV exposure to the skin.
Yeah. If someone wants to book an appointment with you, if for some reason they're finding themselves, I can't read any longer, I kind of need readers, or I just need to go get my eyes checked out, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Call us. We still use the old way. We still use the phone.
There you go.
So I don't ask you to go online to book it. So call us, and our office number is 972-378-0707. We have nice lady there on the other side to greet you to answer your question.
Yeah, and book an appointment and come on and get your eyes. How often should someone get their eyes examined?
Depends on the age and whether you have any eye problem. We have people come in every 6 months because of macular problem, because of eye health issue, glaucoma and all those. They will have to visit the doctor more often. Adults after 40 years of age should have the eye check every year. And then children under 16, they should also have the eye check every year to ensure that there's no eyesight problem impairing their learning.
I feel pretty bad now because the last time I got my eyes checked, I put a joke on the girl, and she had me stand at the line and do the whole, alphabet stuff, and I completely jacked it up on purpose. So even the big ones. And she looked at me, and she's like, "Are you joking me?" I go, "No, this is what." But you're right. So every year, when they're over the age of 40, you should do that.
Because a lot of eye problem, I'm not talking about just, glaucoma or cataract and all those major problems, but your reading problem, your reading vision continue to deteriorate every year after a certain stage of life, like Brian's age.
I'm getting old. See, look, young Ben in there has got all these years to look forward to, and here I am. I put everything in football terms. I'm in the third quarter, I think. I know a lot of people, my dad, I tell him he's in the fourth quarter. He might be in the 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, but he's got a great outlook on life. But so we're in the third quarter, so we still got a lot of life to live. We want to make sure we have a clear vision.
Hey, if you're a cowboy football, this is the best time.
That's true. That's true. You want to make sure you can see everything, and it's very interesting. You broke it down as far as the progression of the eye, the way it develops in an infant. And it makes a lot of sense, if at a young age, mom, dads, I know you want your little Johnny to read, but it's not really best for Johnny to have to focus on that book so young.
Yeah. And, if you have young kids at home, like babies or infants, under a year old, do not try to show them any picture or anything. Just let them feel the world around, but look around and sense where they are. And then after a year old, when they're starting to walk, help them to play some game that still expand their field of vision, like playing block, but, spread the block around, instead of just in front of them, but make all those blocks surrounding them so they were able to, again, look at block at different area of the floor so that they were able to grab it.
Dr. Albert Pang he's the man. I love the way you break things down. And look, if they start to crawl and now they're walking, Put him in the car and take him for a drive. Teach him how to drive, for crying out loud. Why not? I did that with my kids. Excellent point on all of this. I used Baby Einstein. You remember Baby Einstein, the videos? It had, all it was classical music, blocks, spatials. It was images.
Yes.
And then I had people tell me, your son's going to grow up to worship the devil, or something. Not really, but he's going to grow up and he's going to be ADHD or whatever. My 16-year-old son is as smart as it comes, and I really believe that. I like the developmental, like you said. Let them on their own. Develop all that.
The whole thing is you play with the nature instead of going against the nature. Do not try to bend it your way, because if you do it your way, funny thing will happen. Yeah.
Dr. Albert Pang, TrinityEyeCare.com. Go to the website, call them with the phone number one more time.
972-378-0707.
Stick around if you can. We got it for the last next 10 or 12 minutes. Yeah, we are back. Yeah, and we're talking in the break. Love talking to Dr. Albert Pang. He's gonna become my eye doctor by the end of the show. Give you some goggles so I can see. Yeah. Getting some goggles. Okay, parking. You said Chicago, very expensive. Okay, any other parking? Like when you go to a restaurant, or in the valet is $10, $20, or you like in Nashville to park here, it's $30, and you're like, $30? It's not even a special event. It's just I can't justify that. I just can't. It bothers me. How about you?
Well, that's why I love Texas. Free parking, right?
Free parking.
You go to valet, hey, it's no charge, and you just have to tip the guy that drive the car up.
Yeah, I give him like $1.
So you're so not used to it when you're out there in other parts of the country. Everywhere is like you have to pay like $15, $20 for even just for the parking space, and then on top.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
And congested. New York City, LA, Chicago, Miami, Houston.
I didn't even drive in New York City, so I cannot even imagine how much is the parking space.
I wouldn't. I think if I lived in one of those big cities, I wouldn't have a car. I wouldn't need one. I would Uber, train, public transportation, whatever. Just so I would save on the insurance, the gas, and of course the biggest expense would be the parking space
and the stress.
And hey, that there you go right there. The stress. We haven't even factored that in. Let me ask you real quickly before we change subjects. Driving. How much of an eye strain does that put on? Actually, long distances.
Long distance is the eye is actually totally relaxing. So you don't need to. If you have perfect eyesight, you don't have to wear glasses. Your eye is totally relaxing. So, and then again, of course, the street sign, the road sign is not printed in 2020. They're printed in 2040, 2060 size.
Interesting.
So, you don't need to have perfect eyesight in order to see the sign. So it's kind of like the most relaxing work that you can do.
Okay, but wear sunglasses, right? Because obviously the sun could wear on your eye. I'm glad you told me that, because I've got some long road trips ahead of me. Hong Kong, place you're a little familiar with, right? Originally from Hong Kong.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah. When'd you come over here?
I came over here in 1979 when I still 20 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What did you think about America when you first came?
Man, I think.
Where'd you first land?
I landed in California. And then
you got the hell out of there, which is good.
Yeah, that's true. It's getting more and more like Hong Kong now.
Yeah.
So everything is so expensive, and everything is so congested over there.
Did you always want to get into practicing optometry?
Yeah. So actually, my first pair of glasses is at 4th grade, and actually I probably need to have glasses earlier than that. I just do not know. I cannot see. I start to notice that the board is getting harder and harder to see. The teacher is writing smaller and smaller.
You're bumping into people, bumping into girls and stuff. Yeah.
And then I have to copy things from my neighbor. Like I cannot see the board, so I have to copy things.
So you're cheating.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you and I both came from the same slice. Well, I was cheating too. Okay, so you moved from California to Texas.
Yes.
Right.
Probably about a year and a half later, when I get into college, I came over to Texas.
Nice, and never left.
Never left.
Never left. You're a good man. I heard something the other day. about people who transplant from other countries, or he was talking specifically from other states to Texas. He goes, people that come here from California and try to reproduce exactly what they tried to escape. So, you leave California because of the taxes and the regulations and the cost of living and the environmental and just all the government that just is on top of you. You go, I can't take it. I'm going to Texas. And then what do you do to run to Austin? And then you try to reverse everything in Texas to make it like Austin or make it like California.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting, and it makes no sense at all. Okay, the most expensive parking space in the world is in Hong Kong, and it's sold for $664,200, which is $5.18 million of the Hong Kong currency, which is called
Hong Kong dollar.
There you go, Hong Kong dollar. There you go. Simple as that. This does not surprise me at all because I know that Hong Kong's very congested.
Yeah, and then again, an apartment that is about 1,000 square feet.
Yeah,
1,000 square feet apartment is about 400 million. That's average.
And I don't know who can afford to live there. Then I ask you this, and you told me a very interesting stat about this.
There's a saying that in Hong Kong they have houses, but no one can afford to live in. Mainly is because of the fact that there's an outside investor come in to invest on it. They buy it, and they never live in there. And the local people that looking for places to live, they cannot afford to live in because it's too expensive. So some newlywed will do what crazy thing happen. After they get married, they go back to their own home, and then they will meet once a week. Weekend, they find a hotel, and then they live a quote and quote husband and wife life there. And then weekday, they go back to their own home.
Unbelievable. Here's an example here for the real estate. What's called a nano apartment is less than 200 square feet, can cost as much as $500,000. Mm-hmm. 200 square feet. If we were to look at this room right here, this might be 200 square feet, our studio.
Yeah.
$500,000.
So we just have to be at the right place, at the right time.
Yeah. I'll take a shower over here. And Albert, you stand over there, and we'll have dinner over there. It's wow. What a different way of life there.
Yes.
And then, and of course, you don't have a car, but I guess you see the traffic jams. And if you do have a car, it's a giant parking lot.
You have a cost $6 million to buy a parking space. How
and then the cars are how much? Are cars? I
think the price is similar to here. Of course,
okay.
When you convert them into the American dollars, about the same price. It's not that much about whether you can afford the car. It's the gasoline is more expensive there. Parking space, you can find it. You can own a car, but what is good is it if you cannot park under your roof.
We were walking back to our car the other night in Nashville. We passed a parking lot, and one of the signs says monthly parking spaces for as little as $150 a month. And we thought, well, hang on a second. If I rent this parking space and if I have a sticker, it's well worth it because they're charging $15, $20, $30 a park every single night. If you go down to that area, you might as well just buy it for the month, and you have it.
That's true.
Yeah, might as well just buy it for the month and rent it up. But man, parking. Also, when it comes to like, I just don't know if I'd want to live that congested to people. It's just, I need some space.
Well, it's a different lifestyle. It's just like people. You and I, when you go to New York City, it's fun to be in New York City. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to live there.
Yeah.
So it's so stressed out. Everyone is so stressed out. You can see when people is walking, they're just too busy to even stop.
Too busy. A friend of mine was talking about Australia, how there's a demand for travel trailers, the fifth wheels, the things that you pull, because they don't have a lot of them over there. And I thought that was interesting. And so that kind of got conversation about cars and importing stuff. And I was like, there might be an idea there. I think there's an idea if you somehow can rent a parking space, and I don't know, like Uber the parking space and rent it for the minutes or something. I don't know. There's got to be something you can. There's a need there. We got to fill it.
So Uber is doing very good in Hong Kong. The fact is, when you cannot own a car, when the public transportation is so crowded, so congested, what best thing to do is just Uber it and then go from point A to point B.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. I got a Volkswagen. If it leaks any more oil, I may just leave it at home and take the Dart here. The Dart station's right down the road.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. On Beltline, and of course I can jump on at Parker Road in 75. Jump on that, be here. I might just do that. Save some gas, save some headaches, save some insurance. Once again, the phone number, if you want to get a hold of Dr. Albert Pang, I highly advise you to do that. Any kind of questions at all, they can call you and ask a question, right?
Yeah,
You do that.
972-378-0707.
Yeah. Or go to TrinityEyeCare.com, and they're located in Plano, right behind the, is it the Shops at Willowbend? Is that the technical name? I went to a grand opening last night of Earl's Legacy West, Earl's Kitchen and Bar. Really swanky place, based out of Canada. Very nice. I highly recommend that.
They have a new Tesla dealership over there.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I saw all those charging ports.
Yeah.
Over there.
That's right.
Man, you a big fan of that?
Well,
Tesla?
I'm waiting for the threes for the for the Tesla 3.
Yeah. I'm waiting for those prices to come down a little bit. I mean, just thinking if they can make it where it's a mass quantity can buy it, in the average guy, done.
Yeah, that's what they are looking at. They are trying to get a Tesla that is more of a Volkswagen type of car that for common people.
Yeah, that's me. I got two of them. I'm a common person. I don't know how common I am, but I do like it, and I do. I'm a big fan of the electric car.
Yeah.
I just want it to be affordable.
See, quiet and you can go fast and it's fancy.
Oh.
All the electronic stuff in the car.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know my son's hybrid Jetta. When you go up to stoplight and you put your foot on the brake, car shuts off.
Yeah.
I had a Range Rover that was the same thing, a diesel, but they had the smart diesel where you put your foot on the brake and it just goes silent. But you look around like, did I stall it out?
That's right.
I like that smart technology.
Once I get into a Tesla test drive the car, all those stuff inside there is fancy. It's a guy's car, man.
It's a guy's car, and it's probably light on the eyes too.
Yeah.
They probably use the right kind of light. We didn't even talk about the light and music. I mean, before the show, we talked about all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Safe drive back.
All right. Thanks.
Yep, good friend of the show. I like you.